All right, y'all, I'm back. It's another one of the one-on-ones with a super villain, the May edition. These are fun. We're getting into the new normal summer, if you will. It's May 2021, and like everybody states is about to say the hell with masks, quote unquote, COVID's over, and people about to do what they do and be in these streets. And I'm always this one here is about to be somebody's in the streets. That's why we're doing it earlier than normal, because he's trying to be ratchet. For the 305 in my Mr. Randy Johnson. What up, bro?
What's up, man? Yeah, man. I'm trying to get my hoe on. Vax and wax. You get it? You get me?
Hey, brother, I didn't even know you was waxed. Let me tell you something. That is a woman's statement, vaxxed. I don't want to hear no niggas talking about vaxxed and waxed, nigga.
I'm talking about the wax part, but you know what I mean? The summer.
No dudes tell me something. Yeah, I'm vaxxed and waxed, fam.
It's summer, so you know, Miami, the beach is summer, and then I think next week on the 31st
is Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend in Miami is, like I said, turned up to the max.
Which is crazy. Like, you would think, people are like, you live in LA, it pops, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, okay, it does what it does. But places like Miami, when like Labor Day and Memorial Day, like when you live in the city, you ain't got to buy a room. You already know it's going down in your city.
Yeah, that's why, like, the people who are locals here, we got to be careful. We avoid going to the beach. Like, we'll go anywhere else for Memorial Day weekend. Like, we'll go to the Hard Rock, or we'll go to Fort Lauderdale. We'll avoid South Beach because all the tourists are going there, and they just gonna F shit up.
That's crazy. You know what? It's crazy because it's like that when in Chicago, like in the summer, everybody hit downtown, everybody hit Michigan Avenue because then people want to see the Beam in Millennial Park, and you're like, bro, you're just looking at a giant metal sculpture that's reflective. That's it. So you see that. But then it's like when you have because Lala is coming back.
And, Lala, right?
Yeah, Lala coming back, and everybody was like, "Yo, people excited." But people who live in Chicago know, like, I ain't gotta go to Lala. We ain't gonna be New Grand Pork. Ain't gonna be because bro, like it's bananas. Because like, so all the festivals are coming back. So Riot Fest, which is a big punk one, it's like a rock punk alternative. It's a dope one. Riot Fest is coming back. Lala's coming back. Another one, it's like, if you're a local, you want to go to some of them, but then at the same time, everybody been waiting to go out again. So it's about to be, it's going to be real interesting to see how the rest of this year plays out. I mean, there are people, the vaccinations is one thing, but it's just how people have been so pent up to do stuff. Like I'm supposed to go back to work at the nightclub doing a security gig for a Prince tribute show on the 12th of June. I didn't want to go, but when I keep thinking about it, I'm like, yo, it's a Prince tribute show. Well, nigga, like, and the crazy part is I'm wrestling in that afternoon. I'm doing a wrestling show that day. So I got to wrestle, come back, change clothes, then go,
isn't your body going to hurt from doing the wrestling stuff, especially once you reach that age where bumps and bruises last a little bit longer?
I think it's because, normally, yes. But I think because I've tried to keep my body as active as possible. Yeah. And as, your body hurts more when you stop something than start it again.
Yeah, because I'm 32 and, like, I had a sprained ankle and that dog was hitting me for, like, a month.
Well, like, I haven't been in the ring in, like, 3 months. Jesus. So it hasn't. But 3 months ain't bad. It's a long time, but it's a different from saying I ain't been in the ring in a year. Like if I say I ain't been in the ring in a year and I take a bump, I'm like, oh God, like Jesus help me. But I haven't been in the ring in 3 months, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna start trying to go back because I wanted to go this week to get back in training, but I literally have picked up so much extra paying work for different networks. Where I'm like, I can't say no. A nigga moved. I need all the money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're in expensive California, bro. Like everything. Expensive.
It's been expensive regardless. It's just it's not the level of just being expensive because it's always been expensive. That's been a thing. It's the I'm on my own now. All the bills are on me. My light. I just got to pay my light bill, which they weird out here. Like with California, they hit you with a $200 deposit you got to pay. I'm like, I'm finna payment plan this joint. Yeah, if you've never had electrical service or something like that, or your credit or whatever, I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm gonna do that. But then I got to pay, you know what I'm saying? I got my electric bill. That's all. I don't have to pay water, gas, or trash. I'm cool with that. Just pay my electrical bill.
Oh, y'all pay trash bills? Like trash bills?
Some places you got to pay. Some places you got to pay to pick up your trash. That's how they get it.
Nah, man, that's crazy.
Some places do. Like some places do. So, but I ain't got to pay that. So I'm paying my rent. I pay my light bill. I pay my phone bill. I pay my gym bill, of course. I pay my casting networks bill. I pay my internet bill. You know what I'm saying? So I got stuff I got to pay. So what I'm about to start doing, so like, I'm like, all right, cool. Let me make sure I'm making this money so this money can go. Like if I do a show on Rotten Tomatoes, okay, that Rotten Tomatoes money, that's the light bill.
I've seen that. The Rotten Tomatoes joints. Congrats on that. That's fine.
Thank you. I've been doing a bunch of, you know what? It's been dope because I've been doing a bunch of them for a while now.
They pay too.
It's cool. Yeah, they pay. But here's the funny thing about doing Rotten Tomatoes to me. This is to me. So I've been doing Rotten Tomatoes is wrong. I've done Binge Battle with them. I've done stuff with Fandango, all this stuff, right? Constantly being used. I am not Rotten Tomatoes certified yet, and I applied.
Why are you not rating the Steiner Cut better? Like, wow.
I applied, and they were like, "Yo, your channel ain't big enough," and I was like, "Excuse me." I was like, it wasn't even the channel thing that got me. It was like, I'm on your shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, true. You're bringing me on your stuff to talk about these things. I'm qualified enough to talk about them. How am I not being, how am I not vetted enough? Like, it's weird because a lot of these things is like, I try to figure out, like, I can do all these different things, all these dope things I do. I've been seen all these different places. People know who I am. I am a known face in a sense like that. And then like certain things like that are trying to get verified. They're like, well, we need more. What the fuck more?
Say you got the blue check mark yet?
Nope, bro. When they get the check mark, I'm popping a bottle. I'm not lying to you. I get my check mark. Yo, I'm telling you, I'm telling, and I'm saying it on this 101. So if it happens after the 101 airs, I get my check mark. I'm buying a bottle. It might be Andre's or Cook's, but it's gonna be a bottle.
Get fuck that Velvet Gold, man. I had that for my birthday. It was a really good taste.
Fuck around some mums, nigga. I'm around the cheap champagne. Like, why is Jay drinking cheap champagne? Because he's on a budget now. But on a tight budget now. But it's those little things, man. But other than that, it's like it's because it's one of those things for me. It's a goal because I know as much shit as people talk about on Twitter with people with check marks, all people just think they're verified, they know shit. It's not just that. It actually puts a level of validity on your name, depending on where you are, who you are, what you do, and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, I would like to have it. You know what I'm saying? I know people who are paid for it. That's not what I'm going to do. There's if you can't give me, I feel like this, if I can't get something off my merits that I've rightfully earned, then I'm not paying for it. I know people pay close to 10 G's to get verified. And I was like, hey, fam, that's life. That 10 G's takes care of my kids and all this. I'm good.
Yeah. I was gonna say if I get that check mark, first thing I'm doing is hopping and Shannon Thornton's DMs be like, what's up?
Bro, I get my check mark. Motherfuckers who I've been meaning to say, hey, finna get that, hey. Like, you finna get, because again, on Twitter, what people don't know is so when you normally look at your notifications on Twitter, there's two sections. There's all and mentions.
Yeah.
When you're verified, there's all, mentions, and verified. People check the verified ones first. So like, man, what's up, shout it? What's up? Rock. Better be right, this motherfucker flexing shoulders, nigga. So
crooked letter, my dream baby. I see you everywhere I go. What's up, beloved?
They starting to film season 2 now. I don't know if you saw so they put a casting thing out for people to be in Georgia, whatever, to look for extras or what. I was like, that's hilarious. Like, I get it. That's how you feel the thing, and because P-Valley became a hit show. People want to be part of it.
It's so crazy. The stars is now coming up with all types of fire shows.
But I think that's the thing now. We talked about, and I said we as society for the longest talked about how Hollywood was seemingly running out of fresh content. Hollywood seemingly didn't have any fresh ideas. And granted, you saw a lot of reboots and remakes and shit like that. And yeah, I can get it. But then you start seeing a lot of this original stuff. And it's like, okay, I get what you do. Like, for instance, Netflix is killed. Netflix got Please Dad Don't Embarrass Me. Please Dad Stop Embarrassing Me and the Upshaws. Now, here's the issue. Like, Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, I was like, okay.
I'm a Jamie Foxx. I'm a Jamie Foxx fanatic.
I am a fan. And I was like,
And the show, like I grew up on Jamie Foxx, the Jamie Foxx show. And like watching it, I was like, I don't know if I like this.
So my boy Jonathan Kite is the cop, is the white cop.
Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm.
Her voice remote isn't working on her Roku TV.
That's how it goes.
Hey, just give me like 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry about that. It's just black folks. They know you busy, and they be like, okay, I'm about to bother him.
Why are you apologizing, bro? You got a black grandmama. Literally, you just said the one thing that she can't get the voice remote on her. Like, yo, you said the one thing that she's like, sounds about right. Can't argue it. Sounds about right.
I was like, yo, your voice works in your room, not in the living room.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's funny though. But
yes. So back to the show. Yeah, I was like, I was like I said, Jonathan Kite, the guy who plays the white cop, is my buddy. And I was like, okay, I'm happy for my buddy. I've done a couple shows with David Allen Greer, stand-up shows. And I was like, okay. But I was watching, I was like, what is this I'm not connecting with on this? What am I missing? I was like, it's something for me personally. But then I watched the Upshaws, and I was like, okay. Because I think the biggest thing with us as black people is we have to, with all these new shows, especially like sitcoms, the number one thing we have to do is let these shows sit on their own. Because we're so busy trying to say Living Single, all of us, Half and Half, the Cosby Show, different. We're so busy bringing up all the other past sitcoms instead of letting these live on their own. Right. Like, let these live on their own. You got to give them the benefit of the doubt of living on their own, because if you don't, then you'll never enjoy them, because you got your bar. Look, 90s, early 90s, 2000s, early 2000s comedy for black comedy. Those are the years. So if we comparing everything to that, we'll never have anything that matches up to it.
Yeah.
Like, we'll never get another mark.
We had that with like the Carmichael Show for a little bit. I love the Carmichael Show. That was a dope
It just
show.
never caught steam. It just never caught steam.
2 seasons it was done, and then I watched it back. I was like, yo, this is really good. And then even Michael Che's show on HBO Max.
Here's I just binged it yesterday. I binged it all yesterday while I was cleaning the crib. I was cleaning the crib, trying to get all the stuff still situated. Here's my thing with Michael Che's show. I feel like every subject he talks about is sometimes becomes redundant, where it's like it can be in more than one. It can just, you don't need the 6 episodes. You could have did like the 1 or 2.
Right.
I get stretching it for content wise, but I feel like it didn't need to be like some of the sketches. Have you watched Pause with Sam J yet?
I just finished the episode right before we got on here.
Sam's the homie. And
I was gonna say, you know Sam. First off, she has the most fire waves I think I've seen on the head ever.
Hey,
no waves are strong.
On point. Sam's such a cool, dope person in general. And so for her to make a show based off of the shit that happened and some of the backlash and everything she caught is dope. The concept is so, this is the thing I love about content nowadays, that you see how easy it can be. You just need the person. You need that vouch. She took a show She made a show based off of her and her people's just talking, kicking it.
Yeah, it felt like noise, and then they got down and they started talking, and I was like, "This is not a bad concept."
It was literally, yo, we all kicking it. People got the stimmy and the vaccine. This is how, because we're showing you, we making content during the pandemic. Boom. Everybody's in New York or chooses to be in New York for this time. Cool. Now we sitting up all making this content, and then I'm filming sketch. I got buddies that I know because Langston and Jack and all them niggas write good sketches. So we writing these sketch ideas out and we filming these. So simple. So simple. It was nothing. It's it's a dope concept. What she does is dope. What she's doing is dope. Especially what she was talking about with Cunning Kane Coons. Because like when the light-skinned black chick was like, yo, I'm part of the LGBT community. And then the dude, if you looked at his lower third, the nigga said shocked nigga conservative. Because again, it's like you hear that's always the thing when people talk about black conservatives, like conservatism in this day and age is not the same because, you know, in many instances it's anti-LGBTQ community. But then you have, it's so weird because they do so much shit that's anti-LGBT, but you got members of the community that's part of it. You're like, huh?
Yeah, it's a weird comment because like a lot of them are from the Bible Belt, so they're like more religious with their whole idea.
Their conservatism is based in the Bible, but here's the problem. As a Christian, and as you know, here's the problem with this: the Bible is two parts. The Old Testament and the New. Yeah. They are all so stuck on the old.
Yeah.
And forget that the new exists. You can't cherry pick it. You can't hold to all the old laws in the Old Testament in which God was murdering people for everything. Of course.
Amen. Now we had the story of Job and like how much this dude went through so much shit. And he would still have faith. And it was like, man, we gonna kill your wife and family. Oh, you know, I still got faith in you, God. Well, we're gonna destroy all your land. Well, I still got faith in you. It's just about perseverance and having faith. Right.
Which is faith, yes. But here's the thing. All of this happens in the Old Testament.
Right.
But what do we only talk about in the New? You talk about Jesus, him dying for sins, and go straight to the book of Revelations.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. There is so much. If he died for sins, then the sins in which were addressed in the Old Testament are forgiven.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's what Jesus was here for, if you are a Christian and you follow the word and you say God gave his only begotten son to die for our sins, he who was without sin was able to die for our sins. Yeah. That means that all the sins we talk about, the atrocities that are mentioned within the Old Testament, are henceforth forgiven.
Facts.
You can't say he died to forgive your sins, but then go back to, well, we're back in the Old Testament. Like, it don't.
One man, one woman, not Adam and Steve.
Also, in the Bible, marriage is between a man and a woman in the Bible. But also, men were able to choose multiple wives. So
Solomon had a bunch of wives. David was with Bathsheba for a minute.
Again, so where you can't cherry pick, because that's what makes people anti-religion. That's what when people start doing, that's what makes people anti-Christianity, anti the Bible, because you're cherry picking, and people are like, yo, how are you going to do this when there's so much you missing? Again, the letters in which Paul wrote throughout the entire New Testament, the book of Acts, the book of the Romans, all these different things.
Yeah.
And you're like, come on, fam. Y'all got to pick y'all. And so when you hear, so going back to the episode, the black dude was like, well, I feel like we shouldn't be waiting on the government. Nigga, you pay taxes.
Exactly. Like you pay everything. So like we pay for this. So we have to have up to par schools and transportation and better streets and all that, and they not doing their part for us paying taxes.
Sam made the best point. She was like, you pay taxes for this. It ain't like you not gonna pay tax. Oh, okay. You feel like we don't need the government to do this. Okay, cool. Then tell the government you're not paying taxes.
Exactly.
Tell the government you're not paying taxes, or declare yourself a sovereign nation. Declare yourself, go and expatriate yourself. Declare yourself a sovereign nation so you don't pay taxes. Now, in the process of that, realize you can't do anything. Because now you can't, because it's so crazy. I don't know if you ever heard about this. There's a story of a dude who was living in the wilderness or something like that, and he was able to make his own electricity. He was living off the grid. He made his own electricity happen through solar power, water, running water, etc., everything.
I don't know who it was.
And the government was like, no, you can't do this. And he was like, why? And he was like, why? They're like, oh, well, you getting electric? I'm not getting it from y'all. He like, solar power, the sun powers. I'm getting it on my own. I made my own filtration for water. Like, I don't need you. And that's the hypocrisy of American government. Like, yo, you say you don't need us, prove you don't need us. Here's proof.
You're proving it. They say that about women too, but that's for another thing.
What'd you say?
They say that about women too, but that's for another thing.
Bro, don't get me spiked.
Kevin Samuel's argument that we heard a couple months ago.
You know what? So this is what I've heard. I haven't listened to him, but I've been listening to people. I've been reading, excuse me, people I know and trust with good insight and opinions and people who make informed decisions. And they were like, is he wrong? Or is it just you mad you're just hearing it now? And I was like, when I started seeing videos, I was like, because from what I heard, Kevin Samuels has been around for the longest.
Yeah. 52, married twice, yeah.
But again, and that's one of the things too, because like when people talk about Steve Harvey, I was like, okay, I get it. You shouldn't tell anybody how to have a perfect marriage when you haven't had one yourself. But at the same time, everybody's marriages now, it's weird because we used to talk about how back in the day, marriages lasted 60, 70 years till death. People cheated and came back. Yeah, that's because people couldn't afford divorces. Exactly. Now you can afford a divorce.
Exactly. Like your parents had no choice but to stay together.
Had no choice. You're stuck. Yeah. But also the problem is now, for a lot of people, marriage is just like we boyfriend, girlfriend. It's not like, because marriage is a serious commitment. Marriage is a business proposal. Like,
this is all financial right now with marriage.
There's love involved, but at the root of it because the thing is, if I get married to a chick and her and I, we quote unquote build, but if I don't know she got some financial indiscretions, some really bogus stuff she's doing, we get divorced, I can be on the hook for that.
Right.
Because we both were involved like that. So when Kevin Samuels talks about a lot of stuff and different things, I'm like, are you mad not because of who's saying it, because of what he's saying is the truth? Because the first thing everybody trying to do is go, well, look at him, he gay. I was like, yo, first of all,
he's one of those metro guys. Like,
he's just a metrosexual dude. But like, that's as a straight dude, I never understand. Like, oh, the only reason he's talking about women because he's gay. Nah, he just got an opinion. Now, it may not be the opinion you like, but there's just like women who have opinion about men. Then people like, oh, that's why she can't get a man. That may not be the case. They just have an opinion. People, I think people have gotten to this point where we've started taking opinions as law.
Facts. It's opinion.
Opinion.
And that's why you can't just have one opinion on certain things. There's so many other different things. Like, you don't have to listen to those relationship gurus on YouTube and all of them.
Because my thing is, how one person views a relationship is not the same how another person views it. Those are all opinions.
The guy that's married to Megan Devin Franklin.
Yeah.
Or whatever the roommates say or some shit, It's all different.
And I remember I was talking to somebody about this a while back, how people got mad at Megan Good because she was sending him nudes. I was like, first of all, they were like, oh, that's a pastor. That is her husband. That is her husband. Like, y'all got to kill that. Oh, he a pastor. That is her husband. She can send her husband nudes. Her husband can send her a dick pic. They are married. They can do that. People,
Yeah.
oh no, he's a pastor, but stop it. Stop it. They are married because what they do, also what they do in their bedroom and what their sex life and how they entertain each other is none of our goddamn business.
No, they are married, just like Jay and Beyonce. Beyonce making records called "Single Ladies," put a ring on it while she's married to Jay-Z.
Made all single heifers feel like they was on something, and somebody had tell them, yo, it's a great song, right? Sure is. But you realize the woman who made it, who you idolize, is happily married. Happily married to this nigga. People like, well, they cheated. Clearly, they still together. And then some people like, oh, that's money. At first, I thought it was just money. They just had more kids.
They got twins at that, too.
They got twins. Blue Ivy was one thing. Twins came next.
Yeah.
Twins. Listen, all I know is Beyonce made Single Ladies and was out here talking about all the single ladies with a big ass rock in her pocket. It was like, yeah, I'll put my ring on a little later.
Oh man, I wish I could have some Megan Good news, bro. I'll be fine. That was my crush back in the 90s. No, not in the 90s, but the early 2000s.
I think she was everybody's.
Early 2000s. I used to love Kyla Pratt. And I used to love Megan Good.
Kyla Pratt, yeah, I think I was just a little bit. I was like, yo, Kyla Pratt just looks younger. But now as she got old, I was like, oh my god,
yeah.
Like
I saw that the tattoo show, the Compton Ink or something like that. Now,
yeah, she was on it.
Yeah, she's married to the guy on it. I think the guy's name is I am something. It's a rapper.
Okay,
but she's been married to him for years, got kids and everything.
Look, that's something that's been it's funny.
I've been so heartbroken in my life when I saw that. I was like,
here's the funny thing. When you forget, like sometimes we forget that our favorite entertainers at the end of the day, and these are somebody else in entertainment myself, we forget our favorite entertainers are still people. So when you find out like certain people got kids, like I remember the first time I heard that Angela Bassett had kids, I was like, wait, what? When she had babies? But that's because you're so busy watching her career. Yeah. You forget that there might be a time for 2-3 years she disappears because she's having a family, she's starting a family, and you're like, oh shit, and you hear about that, and then you hear like singers got kids and shit like that. You're like, what the fuck? Because this was before the day. Back in the day, this was before every time somebody got pregnant, it was big social media news.
Yeah, true.
So it's always interesting when you hear people who are married or got kids. Like when I found out, I saw Morris Chestnut had a whole family. I was like,
what? I
was like, bro, that it wasn't until recently, but also that's the level of respect and that's the level of success, if you will, to an extent of my career I want, where until I'm ready for you to know my business, no one needs to know about, because that's why since I've been separated from my daughter's mom, I haven't been in a major relationship because women I've been with were like, yo, why don't you tell anybody about us? Because I don't need nobody to know my business.
Exactly.
She's like, are you trying to keep a secret? No, I just don't want anybody in my business. The difference is, like, I'm at a point now, for lack of better words, unfortunately, where it may be G or H list, but I'm a public figure.
Oh, and you got a name now, bro. You got a name. He's not verified yet.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't want everybody in my business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and I remember one girl, she was like, you just trying to keep it. Like I remember this girl, her friends, she was like, my friends keep telling me, you trying to keep me secret because that means you got other bitches. I said, no. I said, okay. I said, all right, here's an example for you. Do you want to get a bunch of random ass friend requests, bunch of random ass follows, and people just saying shit to you randomly out of nowhere?
That Finsta, that fake Instagram account where your old lady is following your new lady and she threatened her. Had that happen to me before. That shit was
I think, you know what, I'm blessed that my daughter's mom wouldn't do that. I don't know, my son's mom, she's my son's mom, she's remarried for the third time, so I know it wasn't me, nigga. Right. Nigga, that was my when she got remarried again. I was like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
How long in a relationship before you tell someone that you had a past or a kid? Let's say you're on the first date. You won't say that shit on the first date. You want to get the feel of them on the first date. Second date.
I think it depends on for me, it depends on the level of questioning. And when I say that, I mean like if you come at me, so let's say a woman hits me with the whole we start talking through a date now, right? If the question is, do you have kids? Yeah, I'm not gonna deny my kids. Now, because you know I have kids, you know the question is going because of course it's like, all right, now you proceed with that how you want to. Because some people like some women be like, I ain't trying to be a stepmom. I'm not trying to make you a stepmom. I just met you. I don't even know you yet. I don't you won't the odds of you meeting my kids are slim to none. Because
Facts.
I'm not bringing anybody random around my kids. Like I told my daughter's mom is like she was dating for a while, and I was like, yo, as long as I'm like I don't just want nobody around my daughter, just want nobody random around my daughter. But it's like,
the whole Russell Wilson and Sierra thing. And
well,
when Sierra had
the difference with that is their daughter, her and Future's daughter or son,
Future Junior.
Yeah, Future Junior lives with Sierra though.
Yeah.
So like Russell was eventually going to be around him regardless. That was the thing. So that was a given. But also that nigga Future, he talk about she belonged to the streets. He belonged to the streets.
Yeah, that dude gets kids. Him and Nick Cannon like going at it right now. Who has the most kids ever?
You know, my thing is always this too when it comes to a lot of kids. Yes, you can financially afford them, but can you give them what they want?
Kids need more attention and money, man.
They need more attention and money. And that be the thing. People be like, yo, if you got kids by having multiple kids with one person makes it easier. But it's different. I have 2 kids by 2 different women. It is once my son's in Indianapolis, my daughter's in Tacoma, Washington. That is difficult. Thank God the internet exists to give me somewhat of a connection with them. It's not the exact same thing, but it gives me somewhat. But you know, again, if Nick can pull it off, then
I don't know how he does that, and he has a busy schedule at that. So I don't know how the hell, especially with 8 kids.
Nigga. I'm so glad. Look, let me just keep it a buck on here. I'm glad that the skeet-ins that I did in my young 20s didn't take, nigga, because
I had one scare, and that was a one scare thing.
Bro, I was around this boy. I was shooting off like the 4th. I was shooting off like the 4th, and so. Like chicks that I didn't, you know, that I never heard, girls I never heard back from, you know, like no kids, whatnot. Cool. Like I would see a girl I knew I'd bust one off in. I know for some people like, yo, this is true. I'm being just real. We went raw and we did some shit. And then, you know, I see her maybe 2 years later, 2-3 years, she got a kid. Now I'm sitting there doing math and shit. Like I'm sitting there looking like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover, got the formulas and computations. But then I'm like, oh, that is definitely not my kid. Because
it's all in the nose. It's all in the
nose. Like my fear was that was one of my fears. Like because I used to think for the longest that my daughter's mom. I had a feeling. You know, I was one of my biggest things for the years. It wasn't until recently I started thinking this way. Was that my daughter's mom and I would get back together. Now, if that happens in the future, when we later in our years, who knows? But as of right now, it doesn't seem like it. And so I have to learn to accept that. But because I had that feeling for so long, my biggest fear throughout the time we had been separated was getting another kid. Because I was like, first of all, I'm already struggling taking care of 2. I was like, the last thing I need is a third. And a third on top of a whole, oh, so you out here just getting bitches pregnant. Yeah.
I was going to be like, the old girl, the one that you were trying to get back with, she's gonna be like, what's up? Like, you out here still shooting shots and all of this shit? Like, what's up?
She's like my thing, I guess her thing was always, you know, because I know a lot of women who, depending on the breakup, depending on how serious the relationship was, and depending on the breakup, it's like, okay, we do our thing, but just be safe. And you know, one thing you kind of don't want to happen is a kid. If you're not sure about the person you're gonna have that quote unquote kid with. And I'm like, I get it. But man, I've had the I'm late scare, I think once or twice. And I was like, this is how immature I was. I was like, you better jump up and down. Like, well, you better shake your body together. Like, to make this
I had one scare, and that whole story is something I would say maybe a couple months, maybe
Yeah,
a
yeah,
dark story.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I did something about Brothers After Dark. That whole story was weird, first off, but thank God nothing came from it.
I'm trying to remember which one because we talk about so much stuff in Blurs After Dark. But no, it's just me. I had the scare, and it was the scare was just it was like because the scare was it wasn't just the pregnancy scare within itself. It was she was promiscuous.
Also, she was around the block. She was all
So
type of
so
shit.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to sit here play guessing games. Is this my kid? We out here playing 3-card Monty. Is this my baby or not? You know what I'm saying? We around this motherfucker like this, trying to figure out shit. So I didn't want to.
Luckily, you was on Omari or nothing like that. I had a homie that was on Omari that A-Town stumped when he found out that it wasn't his kid.
That would be my profile picture on Facebook if that was me there. Maybe you can make profile videos now. They gotta be just me there.
And then this dude still had like five or six kids who like
Oh no, never mind. I'd have moonwalked on out that situation. I'd have went from A-Town stumping and moonwalking on out of it. Moonwalking on out of it.
He's one of the first ones to do the dances on Mari. Like before, they never done the dances. This is like 2010ish.
Okay.
Yeah, what? Good old times.
You know what? My biggest fear is somebody being like, "Yo, I need you to come on this show with me." No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Seeing that you in like LA or California and like you already have some name, like something with your name, like you can't be on like Mari or not like that, right? Or Ricky Lake or something like that.
First of all, if I'm on Ricky Lake, that means I'm traveling back in time. It depends. Excuse me. It depends. Like I can't be on there because of a pregnancy scandal. Because now I just look like I'm reckless. Because then the story, how did we meet? Well, he was on YouTube and I slid in his DMs. Oh! Now I'm around this motherfucker screaming. Ah! Because now nobody slides in DMs and
It'll be well, I forgot like Jay Springer or Steve Wilkos or something like that.
Steve Wilkos means I gotta fight somebody. I can't square up with this nigga. All right, let's go. All right, come on, let's.
Man, that was my show back in the day. Like when I used to work at my old job. This is Randy, a long time ago. Corporate Randy. This is when I used to wear shirt and ties all the time. I used to watch Jerry Springer, Steve Wilkos. What's the black guy? Bald black guy? What was the bald black guy name?
The bald black guy.
Montel something.
Oh, Montel Williams.
Montel Williams. I used to watch
black dude who hated black men.
Whatever. I used to watch his show all the time. Jerry Springer, Maury. Like that was all. Every time when I wasn't at work, I was watching that during the middle of the day, yo.
I would watch Montel Williams. I was like, "Oh, you just hate black people. You just really hate black people, don't you?"
Yeah, that show was hilarious, man. I used to love watching those shows, especially when I was like working. It was just me working my one job, and I just go in and just watch all that shit all the time, bro. Like
I would watch Jerry, but I used to be like, "Yo, don't y'all know you finna fight on this show?"
What was it? Like you had episodes when you have your mom and you were dating like a dude, or he's black, but I don't know that he's black.
So those used to be the ones where I used to be when it'd be like, oh, I don't know that he doesn't know that I'm really a man. And then don't get me wrong, there are some very passing trans women nowadays. But back in the day,
yeah,
you would look and you'd be like, nigga. I mean, I don't want to sound nobody thinking I'm trying to sound cruel, but listen, you watched those episodes and you were like, when it be like, he doesn't know that I either am or used to be a man, and you be nigga.
Like, first off, she's 6'5", my G. Like, come on, fam.
She's 6'5" and look like Charles Oakley in the face.
She's like, so Laquel, we've been together for about 7 years.
The voice doesn't even sound like nothing. Again, like I said, over the years since then, there are many passing trans women. There are many, and again, I have many trans fans and many who are in transition, have gone through transition, and I'm very happy for them comfortable in their bodies.
Yeah, hey, big up to them, man. Like,
yeah. And so I don't want them ever thinking of me, but they also know back in the day, you've seen some, you'd be like, oh, because that the goal had been to, from what I was understanding, to pass, but not just try to not falsify, but be comfortable. It'd be a dude, you be somebody like somebody that's 6'5", strong ass hands and face. He don't know. Fuck out of here. He don't.
She's like, we've been trying to have a kid for 4 years. Well, the reason why is I'm a man. No, and he fight all the time.
We've been having sex for extra. How have y'all been having sex then? Because even Jerry would ask the question, well, did you have the operation? And they'd be like, no. And then you're like, there is not enough dark to, okay, all she wants is from the back, but she only lets me put it in her ass. Nigga, you didn't think something was, you've never done a reach around to try to be that freak and play with her, and then realize, like, why is her clit sticking out?
Those people, they would not know. But I think it's an acting job. You be thinking it's like an acting job.
Of course, most of those talk shows are all acting jobs. I know people who are on it who said they got paid. I remember one girl, she was on there. She was like, I got paid for being on there. And we had to keep the story because, like, all of them was friends. And they were like, we had to make sure we kept the story and try to keep it going and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, I guess. But my thing is, because I guess this was back in the day when people thought, like, certain things. Because when the reality show bubble started, when people started thinking, oh, if you did anything reality based, it's how you became a celebrity. And I guess it's okay, I get it, but it's like, fuck, do you want to be famous or infamous?
That's true. You can say that right now. People are still like, it still is like a reality show bubble right now.
Oh, there's still people clout chasing.
Like there isn't the love of like the Ray J show and the Flavor of Love type of shit now, but you still got like a little small reality bubble right now. People want to like do that right now.
Oh, bro, that bubble, any type of reality show they can be a part of, being on these certain, like, you have these. Have you seen the MTV show How Far Is Tattoo Far?
No, never. But that sounds amazing.
Okay, so How Far Is Tattoo Far is basically you and somebody else, and y'all got a grievance for whatever reason, and the only way y'all decided to air out your grievances is if it's me and you, for instance. I'm gonna design a tattoo and you get it put on you, and you design a tattoo and get it put on me. All right. So that's how we air out our grievances.
I heard about that, and I think one time they said that she smelled like fish
and put a garbage can by her thigh, by her vagina. Let me tell you this, as God is my witness. If I ever agree to go on a show like that called How Far Is Tattoo Far, where I let you tattoo something off me that you feel like you have a grievance, nah, because now because I got it, because clearly you gotta, the show has to have a caveat of you can get this removed. Oh, damn. Because I'm not walking around, okay, one dude got freeloader tattooed on him, like it. Bro, it was so. Look, let's get this real quick. Look, tell people how they can find you, because I'm gonna pull up a video.
I got one more question. Yo, of those reality shows, which one would you be on? Because I know which one I would do, and I would play the best damn role on that show ever.
Which one? So I know which one.
You got Love Is Blind, Too Hot to Handle. You got The Circle.
The Circle. I'd kill The Circle.
I think I'll do Love Is Blind. I'll I will
Love is
pull.
blind because Love is blind. What happens is, first of all, love ain't blind. Love ain't blind.
I'll be the biggest simp on Love Is Blind ever, and I'll break her heart at the end of the show.
Nigga, number one, I'm gonna tell you something. As a bigger nigga, you wouldn't get it because I'm telling you, when she would see you, all of a sudden it's, well, you know, there was a connection in the pods, like then it ain't there. The circle, bro, I already know how I go in there. I wouldn't even go in as a catfish. I go in dead ass as me. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass is me just talking, just like, yeah, so I'm here, you know, just playing along. But like when I watched it, I was kind of happy for a girl that won. Delisa, that was traveling.
Tradition with Trevor.
Teresa, yeah, what she did. Yo, when they got rid of Tara Alicia, I was like, don't get rid of the sister. But then I was like, okay.
You don't use the blame for that. Blame Courtney ass. Courtney, if you're watching this, it's your fault, bro.
Hey, the Joker got rid of everybody and then didn't win. I thought Chloe was gonna fuck around and win it. I was like, if
I was rooting for her or Trevor, either or.
I ain't gonna lie to you, if Chloe would have won that, I was like, I kind of was gonna be like, this setup. Because there's no way. Because in my brain, I was like, there's no way the girl from another Netflix reality show comes here. I mean, granted, she was so cool, but she was also the same thing where she was so fucking ditzy.
She was hilarious that whole show, yo. I'm like,
but she was open being ditzy.
Yeah.
But tell the people how they can find you so we can go ahead and get about it.
My Twitter's RJC Lifestyle. Facebook Randy Constance. You can find me there. I got like a couple podcasts. I don't even want to talk about them right now. Jeff Fox show, Luke show. We out here. RJC Vids, my website. Got pictures on there. I got some new stuff, and that's about it. I got a bunch of stuff I'm doing right now, bro. I got a lot of stuff doing. Football season coming around the corner too. Your boy might be doing some video stuff for the Fins.
Hey, bro. Best thing to do, man. But y'all already know where to find me. More of these are coming up, so y'all stay tuned. We'll be back. Take care. I'm out.